It's actually Tenaya 7. And this is Ballistic Square. And this is my Tenaya 7 mask from the best series of Power Rangers ever filmed. If you know which one that is, comment below. Okay, so it was clearly based on the Mighty Morphin Show, which is the original series that aired from 1993 until like 2000, I think. And it was good.
Yeah. I think I expected more. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, it's been going on for so long. You thought that once they finally got some big funding, it would be like... It wasn't as big of a disappointment as the Avatar movie. I totally ship the Yellow Ranger and the Black Ranger, even though I know that's like not supposed to work out, but the Black Ranger is so cute. And he's like... They want us to ship the Pink Ranger and the Red Ranger, but they didn't make that like... I don't know. I didn't want to ship you guys. You're gonna have to work a little bit harder than that. I thought they totally had killed off the Blue Ranger.
Oh,
in that one scene.
I totally knew they were going to bring him back to life through Zorgon, dude.
I didn't. I'm blonde. I thought he was dead.
Kill off big characters, unless you're Veronica Roth.
Or Shakespeare.
That too.
The story was kind of difficult to follow.
Yeah.
I don't know who they got to film it. Was it David Yates? David Yates. I could tell that the film crew really liked action scenes because they had a lot of fighting underwater, and when they're jumping over the cliff, you have those really like slow motion panoramic scenes. But in the beginning, it was so hard to follow because he's driving the car, right? And then he gets into an accident. But the camera is like spinning around in a circle. And then there's one scene where he's riding his bike and it looks like a GoPro advertisement. Seriously, he's like, you're watching the bike handles as it goes. It's like, this is not necessary. It doesn't make sense. It is out of place and it is bugging me.
At some points I thought, this should be darker. Why is it so bright? Why is it daytime? Should be like
Kind of
mysterious.
Krispy Kreme must have paid big for that product placement. When she's like sitting in Krispy Kreme eating it and it comes crashing in, that looked totally like the beginning to a Krispy Kreme commercial. I thought the characters were okay.
It was really intense.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of that background drama in the shows, so it was kind of, wow. We usually only have like one mentally unstable person in the show, but they were just like, let's throw it all together. Let's give the talking wall a backstory.
Green Ranger was really evil. You think it's geared towards kids because it's Power Rangers, but then she was doing a lot of really gory stuff.
That's why in the end scene, if you guys stayed for the end, the commercials, they had like an ode to the past show, and they had the Green Ranger, Tommy. It's my favorite character. Like, it looked exactly like the typical bad guy costume. Mm-hmm. She looked exactly like the typical bad guy from Power Rangers, just so much. It was perfect. I don't know where the gold monster came in, but...
Why was there that much gold in one place?
I don't know. They should have started a mining town, man. There's all this gold under the ground.
I mean, that's what it was. It was like a gold mine, but then no one was doing anything with it.
What really bugged me was they can't morph, right? And then the end scene, they finally managed to morph. And then the minute they morph, they somehow magically know how to, like, operate their driving things, and they know how to form into giant Megazord and how to coordinate that. Like, they tried to make it look like they were having some trouble, but they literally fought off a bad guy with no training experience in those Zords.
And the mentor person said, you'll be one with your Zord?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that was that? I don't know.
Think so?
But
The Zords are helping
I wouldn't
them.
know what to do. Be like, fountain!
Like, I mean, people learn how to drive, right? And you need 6 months of driver's training before you can take your behind-the-wheel test. Like, I highly doubt that they just got into the Zords and were like, I magically know what all these buttons do. Is she gonna come back? Are they gonna try to make a sequel where she comes back? Because they didn't even kill her. They just shot her out into space, and then she froze. Which wouldn't happen, right? You would explode in space because your body pressure would be higher than space.
Well, she's an alien.
Oh, that's true. Well, but then... wouldn't she have imploded on Earth if her atmospheric pressure is smaller? They had good music. Soundtrack on point.
I want the soundtrack.
Because the story's supposed to go, you know, you start off kind of bummed out, and then you train, and then you get really bummed out, and then, woo, we're so happy now. But it didn't really go like that. It was kind of like, oh, we're training, and then we're not, and then the robot just kicked us out of the alien ship again.
I don't know why they don't get in more trouble for stealing cars and stuff.
Yeah. Literally, he stole the cow in the beginning of the scene, and then he ran into 2 cop cars and crashed into another car, and he only got 3 weeks in juvie and, like, on parole. Where are these people living? And why was the Pink Ranger in detention? Like, all she did was social snippy stuff with her friends. Does that qualify for detention? Say when a movie's bad. Like, well, at least the effects were good. But the effects were actually good, and the movie was actually good. I liked the Black Ranger.
Oh.
I wish they had him doing more parkour, because he seemed like a really parkour guy, and they have a few of the scenes in the beginning, but I think they could have had him doing a lot of flips and jumps and all kinds of things. Okay.
Yep.
It was a good movie. Not as good as RPM, which is fantastic, but not a huge disappointment. And I recommend that you see it. We recommend that you see it. I'm speaking for C. See you next week on Ballistic Square.